The Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by former guest of the show and Matt Landowski and Sweet Hand Sports. Our mission at Sweet Hand Sports is to gear you up for greatness. With our top tier gloves, you are set to grip, win, and dominate. Grip your victory and leave your mark on the game. Sweet Hand Sports brings you batting gloves and now golf gloves that are designed to be durable and breathable. Go to sweethandsports.com, use the promo code BONO10 and save yourself 10%. Grip your victory at Sweet Hand Sports. Once again, sweethandsports.com, promo code BONO10 to save yourself 10%. The Ride Home Rants podcast is also brought to you by Buddy's Beard Care. Buddy's Beard Care provides premium men's grooming product at an affordable price. Products are made in Ohio, and Buddy's Beard Care supports local. The majority of their suppliers are from other Ohio-based companies. You can find them on social media at Buddy's Beard Care or online at buddysbeardcare.com. He has sent me a complimentary bottle of their beard balm. My beard has never felt softer. It has never been more tamed and has never grown faster or looked healthier. I've been using these products for a little while now, and I love every minute of it. Once again, buddysbeardcare.com. Use the promo code Mike Bono and save yourself 15%. Next, we are brought to you by Tactical Brotherhood. The Tactical Brotherhood is a movement to support America. We believe that there is a gap in focus when it comes to companies that support America. We want to be the front lines of supporting Americans and are determined to find something worth being proud of in every aspect of our military, starting with the men and women who serve and protect us. Our mission is simple: to unite like-minded individuals by celebrating what makes each one of us unique Americans. You don't have to be a veteran to join us. You just have to love America. Go to tacticalbrotherhood.com, use the promo code Mike Bono, and save yourself 10%. Once again, the tacticalbrotherhood.com, promo code Mike Bono, save yourself 10%. Next, we are brought to you by Deemed Fit, a clothing company brought to you by first responders for first responders. They are a clothing apparel company that helps those who have worked through the COVID-19 pandemic and also for all the first responders with their mental and physical health. Deemed Fit donates 100% of their net profits from the Never Forget collection sales to the Tunnel of Towers Foundation to support those from 9/11. Once again, go to deemedfit.com. Check out all of their great products. All of them have great messages. They fit and look great. Use the promo code Mike Bono and save yourself 10%. By supporting Deemed Fit through your own purchase, gifts bought for your friends, family, and colleagues, or by becoming one of our brand ambassadors, you become part of the Deemed Fit family. Don't miss out on this great way to help and support everyone who has helped and supported our country. Deemedfit.co, promo code Mike Bono, and save yourself 10%. Next, we have Shankit Golf. Shankit Golf is golf apparel made for the everyday golfer. We're not going to go out and shoot a 6 under par. We're probably going to shoot a 6 over par, but we are going to give you the gear to help you rock it on and off of the course. Our goal here at Shankit Golf is for everyone to have a great time on and off of the course, and we're going to help you look great while doing it. Go to shankitgolf.com, use the promo code Mike Bono, and save yourself 10%. Once again, shankitgolf.com, promo code Mike Bono, and save yourself 10%. Lastly, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Web Western. Web Western is for those who roll up their sleeves and do what it takes to get the job done. The arrow serves as a constant reminder to be a straight shooter, no excuses, no bullshit, just honest hard work. It's a brand that reflects the passion within us to lend a hand when it is needed, fight to protect our God-given rights, and live life like there is no tomorrow. Be a straight shooter. Now, let's start the show.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Ride Home Rants podcast. This is your special guest host, Fiddy, on the ones and twos today. We bring you a very special episode. It's all about beards, shaving, and facial hair. Yes, that probably sounds a little bit different than what we've done in the past with our roundtables, because our roundtables have been different. But Buddy's Beard Care is one of our sponsors, and what a better way to promote Buddy's Beard Care and then to talk about shaving with two guys who have great beards. They make my beard look really, really bad, because it is. But in all seriousness, we have a great show for you today. We're going to talk about all things shaving and beards and beard balms and things like that. I have two great guys here joining the show. They're definitely the gladiators of the round tables. They've been on with us and they've talked and they've laughed and they've argued with us. So it's been really great having these guys on. But definitely make sure you also peep the sponsors in the pre-roll and the post-roll, as they're all great small business owners. And we want to definitely make sure we support them. So without further ado, I'm going to have our two guests introduce themselves. And then, guys, you're going to do your name and you're going to tell everybody, is fishing overrated or underrated? And what's the best topping to put on a hot dog? And JJ, we're going to start with you because it's your birthday.
Oh, yes. JJ Phillips. Fishing is definitely underrated because I'm not even a big fisher guy, but when I do it's so peaceful, relaxing, calming that you can't beat that. And then toppings on a hot dog, chili, cheese, ketchup, mustard, some onions.
Okay. Spoken like a true veteran of the hot dog, chili dog, Western PA border there.
Yes.
You know what I mean? People know. And Brandon, let's go to you.
What's going on, everybody? This is Brandon Wiley. So I definitely think fishing is underrated. The reason being, I don't do enough of it, but just last weekend, I did a walleye charter with my boys. It was our second annual. And you kind of forget how we get out there at like 5:30 in the morning, and you kind of forget how peaceful it is and just to be chilling and fellowshipping. So it's actually, I think it's really underrated. I got to do more of it. And I'm a basic like ketchup and mustard type of guy on my hot dog.
Okay. You know, for me, I went fishing one time in my life, and basically Brandon and JJ and I all grew up in the same place. And it's not like people were beating down the door in that area to go, I think, fishing. At least people I grew up with weren't beating down the door to go fishing. So I went fishing like one time. I'm going to say it's overrated in just my opinion, because I don't find it relaxing. I find it stressful. I don't like touching fish, right? And not really like in the hunting and fishing thing, because I just don't like to see animals get into that situation. Like, I am all about eating and that stuff, but personally, I just can't bring myself to do it. So I say it's overrated. And then the best toppings on a hot dog, I'm going to shout out Coney Island in Neshannock and Newcastle off Route 18. I'm sure all our Western Pennsylvania people know. I'm going to get me a chili cheese dog with onion on that. So probably could do a show with our Western PA people talking about Coney Island. It probably could be a really good show.
Yeah,
Brandon and JJ know exactly what I'm talking about. But we're not here to talk about hot dogs. We're here to talk about beards and facial hair. And again, make sure you peep Buddy's Beard Care, one of our sponsors here for the show. Buddy Hawley, he's been on the show before with Mike. So make sure you peep his show and then also peep his products. So Brandon, I'm going to start with you on this one. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, how much do you hate shaving?
Oh, I have my days, man. I'm bald, so it's like I have to shave pretty frequently because my hair will grow back, just not full in all the spaces that it needs to be full in. So these days, if I had hair, I would probably say I don't mind shaving at all. But without hair and maintaining the beard, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'll give it like I'll go in the middle. I'll go with like a 5.
Okay. All right. JJ, how about you? What's your rating here? 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. How much do you hate shaving?
I got to go about a 7, just because like my facial hair grows back so fast. So it's like if I let it go for too many days, and it's really a big chore, and trying to get it right, trying to get it even, trying not to mess up my mustache. It's annoying. It's annoying. It's 7.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with that. And like, I'm a 10. Like, I hate shaving. And I think people that know me, know, I will get my beard cleaned up and I won't shave for probably like 6 to 8 weeks because I hate it. Right. And I'd rather spend like the 4 hours cutting my hair and shaving. It's not really 4 hours, but cleaning up my bathroom it is. Right. But I'd rather do that once every 6 to 8 weeks than have to maintain that, because it's hard. Like, if you want a nice beard, and you guys both have nice beards, you have to edge it up the right way. It can't be, nicked and looking bad because it's the first thing someone sees, right? Can't mess up your lip line on your mustache. It's just a whole thing. And then when you add in, of course, if you're shaving your head bald, which I do sometimes, I know Brandon does. JJ has great hair, so he doesn't have to worry about that quite yet. It's just a whole thing. But I think there's probably a lot of people who would rank that 5 to 10. Now, Brandon, I want to ask you this. especially because you are shaving, you shave your head as well. So do you use, but your beard or your head, do you use any types of like certain shaving creams or oils or balms, anything like that? Like really, for that shaving aspect?
Yeah, I got real sensitive skin, so I have to I try a bunch of different things. The one that I found the most that hasn't been breaking me out is it's like Edge with aloe, and I have to use like a Gillette 5. It gets it down right, and then of course it has a little edger too that I can do my beard with too. So it's a science, man. Especially when you're a baldy. And then of course facial hair is all we got, us baldies. So I mean, we ain't got that. We got to make sure everything is pristine. You know what I mean? I mean, you do when you have hair too. I mean, obviously it's an extra layer, but yeah, man, I got to keep the facial hair, especially being bald.
We're going to dive in that in a little bit, so we're not going to get too far ahead on that. But JJ, is there any certain types of like shaving creams, oils, balms, anything like that you use?
I definitely do use shaving gel. I definitely use sensitive for my skin, sensitive with the aloe like Brandon does. My aftershave is like lotion aftershave, and it's for sensitive skin for hydration. And then when I shave, I use a single blade, replaceable one, but it's a safety razor, so I don't cut myself all up all crazy, and that's what I use to shave.
Sure. Now for like me, right? Like I will go between a couple different shaving creams. Now, again, like shaving creams are gonna be different for everyone, right? Like it's gonna be like on sensitive skin, right? It's gonna be on how much people's skin can actually tolerate it. Do they actually use a razor or not? Mm-hmm. Sometimes a lot of people's like heritage and backgrounds do play a role in their skin. It depends how much exposure you have to the sun as well. So it does come down like to the individual, right? But for like me, I use like Barbasol with aloe because it's a very fluffy shaving cream. I also use Harry's shaving cream as well. And then I use Mach 3 razors. I find them to be the best. But like I think the hardest thing is like, right, especially if you're shaving your neck, it's like finding the shaving cream that will moisturize your neck so you don't devastate your neck trying to shave and edge things up. I don't think so much people with beards, you don't worry about your jawline and your face, right? It's like just all about your neck as you're constantly trying to get that straight line across. So, JJ, you kind of answered this next one, but we'll kind of let you start with this and we'll go to Brandon and me. So then after shaving, do you prefer a shaving type of like cologne or like some type of lotion or cream? But you kind of mentioned you use like an aftershave.
Yeah, it's aftershave balm lotion just because the cologne type, like with all the alcohol, just really irritated my skin. So I definitely use a lotion balm type to keep my skin hydrated and just it feels good afterwards.
For sure. Brandon, how about you? Like, do you use anything in particular, like, on your face compared to your head or both? Or
yeah, so I do like a shea butter, like a beard wash, and then afterwards, after I shave, I'll do like cocoa butter on my neck because like I said, I break out real bad back here. I'm on the back of my neck, so I'll put cocoa butter on like my neck, my head, and that usually helps keep things moisturized. But I got to do it for like a few days because even if I don't stick with it, I'll still break out after a day or two. So it's all about consistency.
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny you say that because I use like an aftershave like lotion, right? Like I use it on my head or I use it on my face and my throat and things like that. And I find it to be like soothing because I would say I have sensitive skin on my throat. But I know a couple guys over my years who would have like bald heads. And they told me many years ago, and they would go bald, two things. One, you can't nick your bald spot. So like you cannot nick your bald spot. You should not be shaving your bald spot. But more importantly, they said when they would shave, they'd actually use like rubbing alcohol. They'd put it on like a cloth and they put it on their head and neck. And I see Brandon shaking his head, so we'll go back to him on that. But they told me it's because it'll keep like the pores open and clean them out so they would not get like ingrown hairs. They said it burns, but then they would be fine. Brandon, have you heard of guys doing that?
Yeah. Like with my barber, like I'll still go get sometimes I'll get my beard professionally done if I don't feel like doing it. Like, or if I have a big event coming up, like I'll make sure my guy gets me right. So like we'll always do alcohol. Like I said, he'll shave my head too a little bit, and like he puts on it burns like hell. Like it really does. Like but that's what they tell me too. Like it keeps the pores open, and it's usually good to put a little alcohol on, like especially like your neck and like your head area. So I've done that before for sure.
It's funny too, and I'm going to kind of go in a little bit more of this. But if people don't know, you can find them on YouTube. If you guys maybe never heard of them, I would look them up. It's called Haircut Harry, and it's a gentleman. His name is Harry. For 20 odd years, he's traveled literally around the world to get shaves and haircuts. People in like India, Africa, South America, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, all over the US. And if you've never heard of Haircut Harry, just YouTube it. It's very, very interesting how people like barbers will cut his hair or shave his face and do all these different things with razors and natural oils and cocoa butter and like shaving products. And it's crazy, right? Like you can learn so much, I think, about shaving as a guy watching those videos of what they do. But yeah, it's literally called Haircut Harry. And if you just YouTube them, he'll come up with a million different videos about like shaving and like hair stuff. But yeah, you learn a lot. Like
It's
what
just
kind of Brandon was saying.
seeing how like over there, like in India and stuff, like they just got people in the streets. Just you can walk up to them and they'll just start shaving and lining you up with a straight razor, like it's nothing. Just easy.
And if you would Google them and watch it, it's very interesting. And it's very like ASMR, like it'll put you to sleep because there's not a lot of talking.
Right.
But one of the guys in there, it was so funny, like on the shaving thing, because his name was Angel, was like an old barber. He's probably like in his 80s, and this is probably like, I don't know, 10 years ago or 15 years ago. But he would shave him with a straight razor, right? But he was using natural oil from his skin on his leather strap and then doing the straight razor on that. Yeah, he said because the natural oil on the strap with the straight razor would shave him good. And then he would do that. But what I learned in that was after you shave, if you want to close your pores right away, you can use cold water. Hot water keeps your pores open. Cold water closes your pores right away. So just something I learned about shaving. If you use cold water on it right away, it closes those pores, doesn't keep them open. But if you use hot water, rubbing alcohol, your pores stay open. So there's everyone's fun fact. But Google Haircut Harry. Pretty interesting. Find them on YouTube. So, Brandon, I want to go back to you on this one. So do you prefer, like shaving before you go in the shower or after you go out of the shower? Because you're bald and you have to shave a little bit different than most people, right? But are you preferring like before you go in the shower or after you go in the shower?
Shoot, I'm gonna give you the curveball. I like to shave in the shower.
Okay.
Yeah. I shave in the shower now. I've gotten really good at just, and then when I get out of the shower, I'll just make sure everything's lined up and good. Okay. But I shave my head in the shower. I won't do my beard, of course, but like, because I gotta actually look at that. But if that's the case, if I'm like really, really thick and really like hairy, I'll first shave my beard down before I get in the shower, just because to get all the extra hair off. But like, if my beard is good and I don't need to touch that, and my hair is a little, is kind of crazy, I'll just shave in the shower, be good to go, rinse off, and be straight.
Now, do you find that to be more beneficial when you get out, like to shave up your beard and your neck, like your face is softer and it's easier to shave and like less mess?
Yeah, because if my beard isn't crazy, like I said, and I shave my head, I'll get out and I'll just line myself up, so I'm not getting like a lot of hair everywhere. But like it seems to work best for me. Like I don't break out as much if I'm doing it in the shower. I don't know why that is, but I've just discovered that. So I do it in the shower, I do it up, get my head and rinse it off, and I'm good to go. But like I said, if I got to do my beard, if my beard is thick and I got to shave my beard, I'll do that before I jump in the shower.
Now, Brandon, let me ask you this before we go over to JJ too, because like you live in Erie, PA, which is very, very cold, and that can also play havoc on people's skin, right? Like we're talking about different locations and sun and backgrounds and things like that. Do you find like, and I'm assuming you do, but like shaving in the cold winter and fall versus the spring and summer is it different on your skin and how you feel?
Yeah, I mean, after I shave, like you're of course it gets pretty frigid here. Like so the cold will impact your skin and hit your pores a little bit differently. And I tend to break out a little bit more during the wintertime. So, just being cognizant of that. And so yeah, it's again, it's really weird. My body is really weird when it adjusts to certain weather, and seasons can impact certain things. But I just know that my head gets cold as hell if I'm not wearing a hat during the wintertime here. So I mean, it's always crucial to make sure I got a hat on my head. So
Sure, sure, that makes sense. How about you, JJ? Do you shower after or before you shave?
I shower first and then I shave after I get out the shower, just because my skin's a lot more softer and blade goes through the hair. Seems like a lot easier and smoother. I cut myself a lot less when I do it like that, and it's it's just an overall better shave for in my experience if I do it after I get out the shower.
Okay, and that's interesting too, right? Because like I'm the polar opposite of what both, like you said, like I will do all that and then go in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
And because a lot of times, I mean, for people that knows me, I would cut my own hair and shave at the same time. I always did that, or at least lined up my neck and around my ears and stuff. But most of the times in the past, you know, 10 years, I pretty much cut my hair and shaved at the same time. And now with shaving like my head. So like what I do is I will come in, like I will trim my ears, my nose, my unibrow, my eyebrows, and then I'll usually just do my head or my face. And then I will do my outline on my neck and all that, do my beard, and then finish up, clean up, go in the shower, and then get out and I aftershave. So yeah, I'm a little bit different in that regard. But Brandon, it's funny you said about the cold doing that to you. If I actually
Terrible.
like do it and I'm in the heat after, that's when I start to like break out and get like itchy in my like throat. And then my face really starts to show, or my neck starts to show like those razor bumps a little bit more. I don't know. It doesn't do it in the cold, but
I'm
it
the
does it
opposite. Like in the winter, that's when it really irritates my skin in the winter. Like if I shave and do all that stuff and then go right out in the winter, like it's just terrible on my skin.
Yeah, it's so funny, right? It's like crazy, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Just like how different everyone is. Because like, yeah, in the summer, if I do it, man, I am hurting after. One thing I learned from my dad though, he told me this probably 20 years ago. He told me like 2 days before you shave, at least for me, because he would do it, he would put lotion on his face and make his face softer so the blade didn't beat his face up and his neck up as much. So I've tried that over the years, like 2 days before, and it's actually worked not too bad. Not too bad. So, guys, I want to go to the next one here, and you kind of mentioned it, and I think I've seen JJ's posts when he's done this with his son. But are you guys having a barber do your beard? Or are you? If not, or if only sometimes, are you having like a specific clippers that you like or trimmers that you like? Besides, of course, like the razors. But like, do you like any other ones? Or are you really just having your barber kind of line you up? Most of the time. JJ, let's start with you.
I kind of have my barber do everything. Like he sets the line, trims it down for me, all that when we get haircuts. Andre Books, great barber. And like he does the hot towel with the straight razor to line me up with it. So it works out real well.
Okay. Yep. No, and that's why I've like seen your Instagram posts or stories with your son when you guys go to the barbers.
Yeah.
So always lined up pretty good. Pretty sure it's on Sundays, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Sundays is the day. Yep.
Yeah. See? I know.
Yeah.
I pay attention to my friends. So, Brandon, how about you?
yeah, I again, it depends. Like sometimes I have some nice clippers that I do use like for casual throughout the week. Like I said, if I have an event coming up or, I do a lot of speaking trainings, that's kind of like my bag. I'll hit up my boy. Shout out to Caesar Westbrook, C West. I go to his house and he'll get me looking like, he gets me right. Gets the tie. He just did it recently because I went on vacation, so he hooked me up. And So yeah, it just depends on the event and what I have coming up. I'll definitely get it lined up professionally.
And it's good for
shout out. Oh, go ahead, JJ.
You got it for the week, so you got your line already set for the week. So when it starts to grow back in, it's not too difficult to keep it looking nice.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, shout out Caesar. He's been on the show before. I know he's worked with Brandon. Brandon hooked us up with that. I know he does his artist thing. I believe he went to Indiana, PA or Cal PA, somewhere out that way, if I'm not mistaken, for school. I think. Brandon, I have that right?
IUP. Yep.
Yep. See, I pay attention. I remember all the guests. So, but yeah, Caesar does some murals and things like that in the Erie area. So definitely look him up. He was a great guest quite a few years ago on Ride Home Rants. I can remember all the guests. It's just hard to remember what years they were on. It's 6 years now we've been on this show.
6 years.
6 years, right? 6 years. It's been crazy, and I think if I remember, Brandon, I think you were on like our fall of our second season.
Wow.
Think. And JJ, I think you were one of the earlier episodes as well. I think maybe in season 2, I think.
Wow. It's been long.
Yeah, I know, right? A long time, right? From like literally December Mike started of 2020 to now we're in July of 2026.
Wow.
Over 300
crazy,
300 straight episodes. So for anybody out there that's like, why are you doing a show about beards? Well, one, because we haven't done it in 300 episodes, and two, one of our sponsors is it. And three, in all transparency, sometimes you start to fall short on ideas. So you have to really think outside the box. And what a better way to talk about facial hair than with two great guys who've been veterans of the roundtables. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
For myself, I mentioned that I use a Mach 3. I have peanut clippers. Anybody knows, like barbers use them for edging up, and they have guards. And I find it to be the best for my face. I can edge up anything I need on my face when I do it. I can, if I don't want to shave my head, I can edge up my neck real good with them. My stepmother is a beautician, so she got me those a long time ago as a gift when I started doing my hair. So I found them to be great. They last for a while. You just got to take care of them. So I really do like the peanuts clippers. I haven't had a barber actually do my beard ever because I'm too anal about it. Back in the day, I used to have them maybe shave me here and there, but we'll kind of get into that a little bit. Now, I want to get your guys' opinion on this. This is like a very hotly debated topic, I think, with a lot of people. Now, plenty of men are bald. Brandon is just one of the many men out there that are bald. Some rock facial hair. Some rock the Mr. Clean look. Now, do you have to have a certain style or look or like body build to pull off like the Mr. Clean look versus like having facial hair? What are your guys' opinions on that? Because, there's like Mr. Clean and Bruce Willis, right? There's that look. There's like the Dwayne Johnson look. But can everybody pull off that look? Or it's like being bald and having facial hair, like you have to find your own style or body build or whatever it be with that. Brandon, let's start with you.
Oh no, man! I don't think everybody can rock the baldy. So I mean, I've talked to plenty of guys who've been like, yeah, it don't work for me, man. So they're just hanging on to whatever hair they can because they're too afraid to cut it off because they're afraid of what it's going to look like. So, I mean, for me, I can't speak for everybody else, obviously, but there when I was losing my hair, there was a little bit of an insecurity that came along with it, and I was just like, man, I really got to make sure everything else around on me is good. I got to make sure my beard is clean. I got to make sure I'm working out, maybe pull that Vin Diesel look off. And so, that was kind of like my MO. So I do think, you have to, the beard has to, if you have a beard, you could rock a beard. Like I said, you have to make sure you kind of figure out how, because even like over here, like how you do your sideburns, is it going to be faded up into your baldy? Is it going to be dark there? I mean, there's so many different things that I had to play around with to figure out if it's my face or if it's the body, you know what I mean? So again, it's a science. I mean, it really just comes down to it. Some people can rock a baldy, no problem. And then some people, and that's just what I've heard, some people really can't. So they got to figure, just got to do their thing.
For sure. Now, JJ, what's your opinion?
The turkey.
On this?
I don't know. I'm not a real big fan of people. If you have the baldy, I feel like you probably should rock the beard with it too and not have the Mr. Clean face. It just, I don't know. I guess there's very select few people that can pull it off. Like, but like for the most part, I feel like you should have some type of facial hair to go along with the bald head. At some point in time, I'm going to have to make that decision. But as of right now, I mean, I kind of just, I'm always going to keep the beard. Like, it's never going away. Like, I can't remember the last time I shaved my beard completely off. It had, I mean, 10 plus years, if not more, 20. Like, so yeah, I just feel like rocking the Mr. Clean just doesn't work.
Well, and I think, like, in my opinion, I think it truly depends, one, on I'm not going to say how secure you are, but like to an extent, how secure you are with the look you're going to rock, right? And two, I think it is about like your fashion, how you rock your clothes. And I think three, it's about your body build, right? So like for me, like I'm 6'3", like 210 pounds, right? Like, I mean, most people know I'm a white guy and I'm Italian, but like I'm on the little lighter side of being Italian. If I rocked a bald head with no facial hair, I would look not good, right? Like I would just look not good. But I think it comes down to like also like my skin tone, my height. Like I just don't, I would look like a swimmer who's never given up on that, or like I would look potentially like, unfortunately, like I was sick. That's just, I think, how I'd look. Rocking a bald head and a beard's fine. Maybe a goatee, like what was the guy from Breaking Bad's name? Walter White.
Walter White, yeah.
Bryan Cranston.
Heisenberg.
But I think it truly does come down to though, like your body build. Like The Rock pulls it off great because he's a big, huge dude.
Right.
Bruce Willis just pulls it off because he's like an action hero, and I don't know, he has like that action hero style. Where Steve Harvey looks great with like just a mustache with a bald head. So I really do think it comes down to how you look and your body build, like, and things like that. Because like, yeah, Vin Diesel's jacked, but like, how many like super skinny, Hollywood guys or NFL players or basketball players you see rocking the whole Mr. Clean look? Not a whole lot, right? Like usually they have something going on.
But could it be you're just used to seeing them like that, so it just seems normal, like The Rock and Vin Diesel and Bruce Willis? Like you're just used to, and Steve Harvey with the big goofy mustache. You're just used to seeing them like that, so maybe it just seems normal.
I mean, yeah, maybe, maybe. But like for me, like, yeah, I just know that what I could never do, you know what I mean? I can never do and make it look like that. I don't know. I think it just does depend, I mean, Brandon, like, what do you think though? Like, I mean, you are, you're our bald guy on here. Like, do you think like you could pull off another facial hair look, like with what you got going on?
Well, honestly, last year I did experiment accidentally. So I had
that's how it always happens. That's how it always happens.
And you want to know the context. I was shaving before I had an event. I had a training, so I was speaking, and my shaver is like it like glitched or something, and it
took a chunk out.
I took a chunk out, and I was like, no. And so I had like this big thing here, and I was like, and I had my presentation in about an hour and a half. Like it was like I had to drive, but I had to get going because I had to drive there, and it was like 30 minutes away, and I had to prepare. So I was like, what am I gonna do? So I literally just shaved all this down, and I did the little the goatee. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna rock this out. And you know what? It wasn't that bad. I was able to pull it off. I had never done a goatee before. I had never even really seen my face without facial hair for a very long time. So actually, that was last summer. And I actually rocked the goatee throughout the majority of the summer just to switch it up. It actually turned out to be a good experiment. So, but I like my facial hair, man. I love my facial hair. Like I had to get to a point where I was like, okay, I'm ready for it to all come back. So.
For sure. Yeah. Again, I just think, I really think it comes down to, what kind of just fits you. And I don't know. I just think it just comes down to what style you have and, how you just want to do it. But there's definitely certain people that should not rock the Mr. Clean. There's just certain
not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
like, should not rock the Mr. Clean. You have to be a unique dude because there's very few guys out there. We could probably sit here and try to name them, but like that Bruce Willis, Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson look, there's very few guys that you're like, wow, that's cool the way they look, So it's pretty difficult to name a lot. Now, this leads me to the next question though. If you couldn't rock your beard currently and you had to go to a different look, say for like a year, right? Which look would you go with? If you just couldn't have your beard, what look would you pick, though, to rock for the next year? Brandon, you mentioned you did your goatee for a year or last summer. Would you do it again? Or would you do a different look?
I probably would do it again. And that's just because that was the only other style that I've ever seen my face in other than, when I was younger and I was doing I couldn't grow because for a period of time, even when I was like 22, I couldn't grow a beard. But I had like a little chin strap. Literally like a little thing. And, I don't think I'd ever go back to the chin strap, though. That ain't happening.
Yeah.
So, but I probably would go back to the goatee. That was tolerable for myself.
The chin strap, man, that's like straight early 2000s too.
Yeah.
Straight early 2000s.
Tim, with wearing some big ass jeans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
3XTs.
That's like rocking headbands, that's that look.
And I look back at it like I had all this facial hair, but I was still shaving it all off with a chin strap, just making my life hell because it was growing in so fast.
Right, and the thing about the chin strap, right? Like when you would do the chin strap, and you're trying to blend that from your side, you're doing is making your lineup go back farther and farther to run by your ear because ain't nobody having a chin strap way up here on their
ridiculous.
Their orbital.
Ridiculous.
And then you're trying to fix it. If you mess it up, you try to fix it, it just gets thinner and thinner and thinner.
Right. So next thing you know, your point is way back by your ear, and you're trying to round up like this, and you're like, man, my ridiculous. Trying to line up oh my god,
man.
This is that. I remember those days, and you know what? Shout out John B, because basically John B made that cool for everyone in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yes.
And how John B pulled that off constantly, and the thing was too, right? When you had the skinny chin strap, it was so hard to not nick that and make your beard messed up because your chin strap was literally a quarter of an inch wide.
Has zero room for error. Zero.
Right. And you literally have to shave every 3 days so you want to mess it up. But that's funny. That brings me back to being in college, almost 20 years ago, and going out in Newcastle and Youngstown and all those places back in the day for all of us when it was cool to go.
Ernie McDougal's.
Funny times. Funny times. But JJ, how about you? So if you couldn't rock the beard, what style would you rock?
I have to go with the goatee with the sideburns, the pointed sideburns. Goatee with the pointed sideburns.
There we go.
Pointed side. Talking about the sideburns that would come down to the point the
Just to see what it looked like now, man. That'd be hilarious.
I'm telling you, man, if you do that, you could throw on a big white tee. I'm telling you, a headband, some Timbs, some old Tommy Hilfiger jeans. They'd be wow, where'd this dude come from 25 years ago?
People, the kids today, what do you have on? What is that?
You should do that and then go out with your oldest son for a night.
Oh God!
You'd be like, you know what? When I was your age, this was cool. This was cool.
This was not. This is what it looked like.
This was cool.
This was it.
Right. This was cool. John B. This was cool. This was the stuff back in the day.
Headbands, sports equipment, headbands. Some people had the wristbands. It was out of control.
Yeah, I had the wrist stuff going on.
Oh yeah. Everybody had that chin strap with them wristbands and all that. Oh yeah.
Oh man, it was out of control.
And then hey, you know what, Brandon? Somebody can throw on Splackavelli with that.
Splackavelli.
See, only true veterans.
I live for those. I live for those texts, Fitty. Every time you said that, I crack up, man.
Oh man.
And I'm like, That dude had the chin strap too. If you watch it with the widest neck ever, my man had the widest neck ever in that video with the chin strap.
Everybody, I mean, it's just crazy. The chin strap crazy. It's just something crazy, man.
So for me, I would not rock the chin strap. I would maybe consider the Walter White, but I would probably just go to like having a goatee with like making it cleaned up underneath and like bringing the points up of like my chin to the goatee, maybe not rock a mustache with that look. I rocked that look before. I didn't mind it. So that's what I'd probably do is just like clean it up, make it like a true goatee with probably no mustache. But funny times reminiscent on all of that, man. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm telling you, watch that music video of Splackavelli and look at his chin strap with how big his neck is. It's like hilarious. Like it's hilarious. And then watch the background dancers. The dudes doing the background dancing. And I think I sent you that, Brandon, when I said that. So look at the dudes in the background dancing.
He did.
They're hilarious. Now let me ask you guys this one, and we'll go to you, JJ. So, whether you have facial hair or you're clean shaven, and if you have hair, right? So we're speaking of everybody that has hair. So whether you have facial hair, any type of facial hair, or you're clean shaven, should your hair match the style of your facial hair? So like whether you're rocking a fade or a fresh cut, or whatever it may be, should that, or you're slicking back your hair, or you have a fro, whatever it is, should your hair actually match your facial hair or lack thereof? What's your opinion?
No, it's a match. Like when you say match, do you mean like
should it complement one another? Like should you have like, a mustache but like rock like I don't know, the 1975 Italian guy slick back hair?
Yeah, that I guess that really would apply. I guess however you get it should complement each other basically. It should be so if you're clean cut, clean shaven, and your beard should be like somewhat clean or whatever. But if you're more like your haircut's more like free flowing or whatever, then I guess your beard wouldn't be like super tight and sharp and clean because it wouldn't match, in my opinion.
Yep, and that's kind of what we were going with. Brandon, how about you on this? Should your hair complement your facial hair and vice versa?
I think so. I think you keep it. I think you want to keep it everything tight and clean. I think it makes sense to. I think it definitely makes sense to keep everything together, complementing one another.
And I think so too. Like I'm gonna agree on that, right? Because like if you're gonna rock like a fade, right, especially like almost like a skin fade on the sides, and like have your fade up top. Like you cannot have a beard that is like big and bushy, like not complementing that. Like you have to have it like blend in, almost like how LeBron always had his hair blend into his haircut with that. Or you have to, rock a really tight beard. But yeah, to your point, JJ, if you're rocking like this huge slick back hair or this like massive fro or whatever it is, like it's really hard to blend a very tight beard up in there. Usually you probably should not be rocking anything but like a big beard or just, have your sideburns and rock some type of goatee or mustache. So I just wanted to see what you guys thought on that. Last question to round out the barber show. And I am curious on this. JJ, you did hint on it. And I kind of brought it up a little bit, and Brandon did. But have you ever been shaved with a straight razor by your barber? And what are your thoughts about that? JJ, let's start with you.
Yeah, every time I go to the barber, he does a straight razor. I mean, as long as you trust your barber and you think he knows what he's doing, I mean, you shouldn't be no issue. I mean, I've never been cut once with the straight razor. I mean, hot towel, straight shaving, a little bit of gel. I mean, it works good, it glides, and it just makes the haircut and the beard look that much better when you get it with the straight razor.
For sure. Brandon, how about you?
Yeah, I like the straight razor, and like JJ just was saying, with some gel or some oil, and then you cut that, it gets a real I trust my barber, and I prefer any barber I've ever gone to use a straight razor. So I always hope that they use it just because it makes it look just so much cleaner, and it just stands out so much more too. So yeah, I'm pro straight razor all the time.
You can't replicate that straight razor cut. You can't no matter what kind of razor you use, you can't replicate it at all. It's unbeatable.
That's a fact. Yeah.
For sure. And that's a skill, right? Like for me, I never had a barber like I said, never had a barber edge up my beard. I've always done that myself. But when I used to be clean shaven, whatever, 12, 13 years ago, I used to go to this barber in Newcastle. I think his name was Frank. And I loved him. He was great. He's no longer in business. But I used to have him straight razor my face and my throat and all that. And he would give me my fade when I would do a fade. And I loved it. He never cut me. I never had an issue. He always did the hot towels and the warm shaving cream. And I love it. But to that point, and what you guys were kind of saying, though, too, about them being, you trust them. You got to have someone trustworthy to do that, because otherwise they may open up your jugular on your throat, or literally cut your face to the point you're going to have deep gouges. I think even for myself, I would never trust myself shaving a straight razor or some type of single razor.
I couldn't trust myself doing that.
Thing.
Yeah, it's just it's a skill. It's definitely a skill. I mean, I don't know how they don't cut people. It's just crazy how they just glide the blade right around. It's man, and get it around it's not like a straight line either. It's you're hitting curves and corners and this and that, and it's just it's a skill.
Because I even think even trimming a beard with it is different than even doing somebody's whole face, right? Because you're trying to get behind their jaw, and you're trying to get up in their nose and underneath their throat, and you're right on someone's Adam's apple. I think it is a skill for sure. So shout out to all the barbers out there that use the straight razor. So that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Ride Home Rants podcast. I want to thank my guests, Brandon and JJ, for coming on, especially JJ for coming on for his birthday. Everybody, he just turned 25.
Yes.
So,
happy 25th, bro. Happy 25th.
Shout out to those two guys for being great veterans of the show here and coming on and always having some laughs and some arguments and good times, with us here. But hopefully you all found this a little bit informative about different methods people have for shaving and our opinions of that. Brandon and JJ also shouted out their barbers, so definitely make sure you check them out. Make sure you check out Haircut Harry, who I mentioned, but most importantly, check out Buddy's Beard Care, one of the great sponsors of the show. So as always, if you enjoyed the show, be a friend and tell a friend. And if you didn't enjoy it, tell them anyways. I bet they like it just because you didn't like the show. That's going to do it for me this week, and we will see you next week.
The Ride Home Rants podcast wants to thank you for listening and let everybody know that we do offer monthly subscriptions to help support the show in other ways other than listening and downloading each episode. What you will get with each subscription is you will get bonus episodes that aren't released to everybody. You will also have a chance to ask me anything each and every month where I will put out a special episode just to answer your questions. You will also get more exclusive content that is not released to everybody. To subscribe to the show, go and click on the link in the description of this episode, and I look forward to your added support and to help us keep this show going.